Good, happy Thursday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the news with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, Amy Coney Barrett hearing, day 4. Republicans reject Democrat effort to delay committee vote. The vote on the Supreme Court nominee is set for October 22nd. Democrats on Thursday mounted a brief protest to try to delay committee action on the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to replace the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court. But the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham barreled forward with support of his GOP colleagues on the panel, casting aside committee rules in the process. Graham hit back, with Democrats' delay effort shut down and a vote on the nomination scheduled for October 22nd at 1 p.m. It was even more apparent that Barrett is on the track to be approved by the Senate by Election Day. A key goal of President Donald Trump has said she could help decide any election-related dispute that comes by the Supreme Court. Barrett said she would seriously consider whether she should rescue herself, but did not commit to refusal as Democrats pressed her to do. She did not attend Thursday's hearing. Tonight on ABC News, the Vice President and the People Town Hall. Let's take a look at this promo.
After a presidential debate unlike any we've ever seen. After the president tested positive for COVID. With so much on the line, tonight on ABC, real voters put their questions directly to presidential candidate Joe Biden. First, there was the ABC News President Trump Town Hall. Now it's his turn. Joe Biden, the ABC Town Hall event with George Stephanopoulos, the 2020 Newsmaking Special. Tonight, live, starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific on ABC.
Okay, and there you go on that video. Tonight on NBC News, Trump Town Hall. Let's take a look at that promo.
And back on the campaign trail, President Trump joined Savannah Guthrie in Miami for a live NBC News town hall to answer questions from voters about the issues that matter to them. Tomorrow at 8 on NBC.
Okay, and there you go. So tonight, Joe Biden Town Hall on ABC and Trump Town Hall on NBC. Woman sentenced to community service after lie about Central Park attack. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Now to a story that had the whole country talking. A white woman who called 911 on a black bird watcher in Central Park. Well, she has now faced a judge. And we have learned that she actually made a second 911 call saying that he tried to assault her. Our Janae Norman is in Central Park with more for us. Good morning to you, Janae.
Hey, TJ, good morning. Yeah, right after this happened, Amy Cooper immediately apologized for calling police on birdwatcher Chris Cooper. But now prosecutors and attorneys saying that she's planning to plead guilty for making that false 911 call. Amy Cooper, infamous for this racially charged incident in Central Park.
There is an African-American man. I'm in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Appearing in court virtually overnight, charged with falsely reporting an incident in the third degree.
I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
The on-camera confrontation sparking outrage across the nation in late May. Avid birdwatcher Chris Cooper, who's of no relation, was in Central Park when he came across Amy Cooper with her dog unleashed against park rules.
I said to the young woman, I said, dogs in the Ramble have to be on the leash at all times.
But Cooper claims she refused to leash her dog and made that 911 call.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
And overnight, the Manhattan District Attorney releasing new details about a previously unreported second 911 call allegedly made by Amy Cooper during the encounter, accusing her of again falsely claiming that Christian Cooper attempted to physically harm her, telling dispatchers he tried to assault her. But prosecutors telling the court she later admitted he did not come in contact with her. And prosecutors telling the judge in court that using the police in a way that was both racially offensive and designed to intimidate is something that cannot be ignored. TJ?
But Janae likely to get community service. Could this have been a much harsher punishment for her?
Yeah, TJ, in theory, she could have faced time behind bars, but she'll end up completing a program to educate her about racism, and that goes to what Christian Cooper says that he wants. He says that he has accepted her apology, and he's focused on fixing issues with policing and addressing systemic racism. TJ.
All right, Janae, thank you. And guys, remarkable to think that incident took place May 25th, the same day that George Floyd died. So different types of cases, but connected in some way at the same time. Remarkable.
So spark conversations all across the country. Well, hey there.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New coronavirus info emerges about airline and air particles on airplanes. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
Cleared for takeoff? New results from an independent military study may provide a shot of confidence for air travelers as we head into the busy holiday season. The military says 300 tests were conducted on United planes, with mannequins simulating passengers, both masked and unmasked. Each experiment releasing 180 million air particles. That's equivalent to thousands of coughs. When seated with masks on, only 0.001% of those particles actually made their way into another passenger's breathing zone. 99.99% were filtered out of the cabin within 6 minutes. A positive sign, while in much of the nation the number of infections continues to soar. 36 states plus Washington, D.C. are seeing double-digit increases over the past week, including Utah, where the governor announced new restrictions to flatten the curve.
But Utah is now facing its most dire episode yet in this epidemic.
It comes as Dr. Anthony Fauci is weighing in about getting together for the holidays.
You may have to bite the bullet and sacrifice that social gathering unless you're pretty certain that the people that you're dealing with are not infected.
Meanwhile, debate is heated up around the idea of herd immunity, letting the virus run its course among those with the best odds of surviving. This week, 2 senior White House officials referenced a document advocating for the policy. The document says in part, those who are not vulnerable should immediately be allowed to resume life as normal. An open letter from leading researchers in the Lancet Medical Journal calls the approach a dangerous fallacy unsupported by the scientific evidence. This morning, the race to protect Americans as the nation faces a deadly second wave.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. California teens take their tech savvy and 3D printers to make PPE for people nationwide. Let's take a listen to that video from CBS News.
Our series, A More Perfect Union, aims to show that what unites us as Americans is much greater than what divides us. This morning, how a pair of tech-savvy brothers in California are working to make Election Day safe. So you've got Tenzing and Zubin Carvalho. They started making face shields for family members in frontline healthcare jobs. Now, as our Dr. Tara Narula shows us, they're also working to protect poll workers.
When the pandemic hit, 12-year-old Tenzing and 14-year-old Zubin took their robotics team skills and transformed their 3D printer into a lifesaver.
Our grandparents are in the 70s and are still seeing patients in their nursing homes, hospitals, and offices, so we wanted to find a way to keep them safe.
What started with helping their own family,
This is 3D printed. His is injected molded.
became a push community-wide.
Word of mouth spread of us and it started getting requests for hundreds of shields. And we're now made up of 8 high schools, 8 elementary schools, 9 robotics teams from 5 different school districts.
Face shields can take up to 4 hours to print. Then they are sanitized and sent out.
We want people to realize also there's more staff to nursing homes. We donated to custodial and cafeteria staff because also they play a key role in those ecosystems as well.
The brothers' nonprofit, SoCal Face Shields for Frontline Workers, was created to make sure everyone who needed a shield received one.
My mom is actually a frontline worker. She works in a grocery store and she interacts with people, thousands of people every day.
Fellow robotics teammate Maya Keys joined as well.
Seeing how this impacts her, this project gave me an opportunity to give back and to help, even if it was minor. At first it was, but now it's huge.
Huge, as in the group has printed and donated over 15,000 shields to frontline workers who may not have been first in line.
My name is Priscilla Torres.
I'm a healthcare worker from New Jersey.
My name is Marlene, coming from the Navajo Reservation. I am very thankful for these face shields that were donated to us.
It's kept me coronavirus free for 6 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
After sending donations across the country, the boys are now looking at a different front line.
Yeah, these are 1,600. They're reusable.
Our main focus right now are election workers, since there's an important upcoming election that's going to happen this year, and we want to make sure that they would stay safe since they help keep the process of our democracy going.
This was the first I've heard of students. I've heard of maybe some nonprofits donating to hospitals, but I had not heard of any donating to the elections office.
Riverside County Registrar of Voters Rebecca Spencer can now distribute over 1,600 donated shields.
How important is it that this group has donated face shields to your poll workers?
It's great. That way we don't have to use taxpayer funds to go out and purchase PPE.
The two of you can't vote yet, but you're donating to poll workers and supporting the election process. How does that make you feel?
It makes us feel proud of ourselves. As just a kid, we're actually contributing to this election system, so it makes us very happy.
Boy, thank you, Tara Narula. We need more kids like that. It's funny, Tony, during the piece, I was thinking the same thing you asked. How old are they again?
12 and 14.
Wow.
Because I was following what they were doing, and I thought, I guess they're in college somewhere. Yeah, right.
No.
They sound like they're in college somewhere.
And just the way they said took their 3D tech skills because they play a role in the ecosystems as well.
Yes.
And they were helping other people. Bravo.
I love
Carvalho
that.
brothers.
They did,
Bravo.
They did one good thing, they didn't stop there, and they thought, okay, what else can we do with this?
Now the poll workers, because they're front lines of democracy.
Yeah.
Very good point.
What they do is very important.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very cool story there. Very amazing. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market did for today. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red, went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red, went down. S&P 500 closed in the red, went down. Gold closed in the green, went up. Oil closed in the red, went down. U.S. 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and it went up. Stock features flat after market suffers 3 straight days of losses. Stock features were flat in overnight trading on Thursday as investors await the latest retail sales data. And that does it for this Thursday evening edition of The News with Riley King. Thank you for watching The News with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening. See you back here tomorrow for another edition of The News with Riley King. Good night and goodbye, everyone.